Hi guys, what's up? Magandang araw sa inyo lahat. Today we are going to cook a classic French dessert. So our dessert for today, it's called Tarte Tatin. Actually, it was accidentally invented a long time ago, way back then, by the sisters or the Tatin sisters, right? That's why it's called Tarte Tatin. It was accidentally invented while she was cooking a normal apple pie. So, hindi niya namalaya na nag-overcook na yung kanyang caramel. So, yung apple ay ni-rescue na by putting puff pastry on top of the pan and then binake niya yon. And all of the guests nagustuhan nila yung dessert by accident, which is yung Tarte Tatin. So, paano nga ba lutuin or paano nga ba gawin ang Tarte Tatin? Alright? So, kung ready na kayo, ready na rin ako. Let's start with our ingredients. So, right here we have 5 red apples. Right? You can also use Granny's meat. Actually, itong recipe na to, or yung Tarte Tatin, you can also use other fruits such as like peach. It works well with bananas as well, or some pear. It depends on the fruit they're using, and we will change the time of caramelization. But now, we will use apples. So we have 150 grams of sugar. So we're gonna use white sugar right here. Cold butter, around 50 to 60 grams of cold butter. We have vanilla pod. Alright. Kung wala kayong vanilla pod, you can also use the vanilla scent. So 1 stick of cinnamon. You can also use cinnamon powder. And we have the puff pastry, which you can buy anywhere in the supermarket or you can make it at home. But if you're rushing or if you don't have much time, it's better to just buy it in the supermarket. Just like me, I'm gonna use a ready-made puff pastry. It's very seldom na I will make the puff pastry from scratch, kapag lalo na pag very busy. Right? So I'm gonna put it back in the fridge because we need our puff pastry cold, right? And what are we going to do is we have to peel all of our apples. Alright guys, so I will start to peel our apple and I will start to peel the top part of the apple. Now the bottom, the sides. Alright, so now let's cut our apple into half. And we're gonna take this one out, alright, with a spoon. We're gonna scoop it out with a teaspoon so we don't want the middle part. Yeah, so yung top and yung bottom, pati na rin yung ating seeds. Okay? So right here we have water which I infuse with lemon para hindi mangitim yung ating apples later on. We're just gonna repeat all the process until we finish all the apples. You have to make sure that you buy a good quality apple because we want a firm apple, not the soft ones, no? Later on, we're gonna layer it. So we want our apple to be nicely well organized para maganda yung ating kalabasan ng Tarte Tatin natin. I also love using Granny's meat with Tarte Tatin because the tartness of the Granny's meat really complements with the bitterness of the caramel that we're gonna make later. Alright, so let's cut our apple. So ang gagawin natin is we will cut it like into 3, okay? The 3 slices. Alright, so our apples are ready. Let's try one piece. It's perfect because our apple is not too sweet, so it will have a nice contrast later on when we bake our Tarte Tatin. Alright, next step. Alright guys, so we're using puff pastry. Kung may magtatanong, the puff pastry is just a layer of butter and dough, right? Butter and dough, and very thin, so that when we bake it, it creates a nice layer of dough and it's flaky. That's why it's flaky, right? I bought this from the supermarket and you can buy it anywhere you want. Kasi if we're gonna do it or we're gonna make it from scratch, we will consume a lot of time and most of us don't have much time to make puff pastry, right? Yeah. So you just have to be careful. All right, look at that. You can see it's already round, but what we want to do is we're gonna shape it very close to the size of our pan, and we're gonna use this pan. You can use a skillet or a baking pan if you want, but the most important thing is just shape it like your pan. What we're going to do is we're gonna cut it out. So I'm gonna leave a little bit of space. Just a little bit. So it is slightly bigger sa ating pan. Like that. Don't throw this one. You can also use it for other stuffs, okay? All right. So Now that our puff pastry is ready, let me put it back inside the fridge. Take note of that. It needs to be cold, all right? Otherwise, it's not gonna be crunchy and it will be very sticky. It has butter, all right? All right, apples ready. Our puff pastry is ready. Now, I'm gonna show you how to make caramel that we're gonna use for our Tarte Tatin, right? All right, so we must be careful on making caramel. So we want to make it slowly, right? So I'm gonna heat up our pan. And of course, we're gonna slowly add our sugar. So basically, we want to melt our sugar, right? Before it crystallizes. So we don't have to touch our pan that much. We just have to wait. We just have to be patient on it. You can see later it will start to melt and do the bubbling sound. All right, you can see it starts to melt and we just carefully move our pan. And I'm going to add just a dash of water. All right. So don't worry because the water will still evaporate. All right. So let's just wait until all of our sugar melts. This is not the classic one, okay, the classic recipe, but I want to add just a touch of Marsala wine. All right, so and then now I will add our cinnamon and our vanilla seeds and the pod. Let's put it there. Oh, beautiful. Look at that, guys. So now I am going to off our fire, right? We don't want the heat. And now we will emulsify it with our butter. Okay, so we just want to melt it in and make this nice texture. Wow, I love the smell. Really nice. Looking good. And just don't stop to stir it until the butter finally melts. Now I'm gonna turn our fire again. But this time, hinaan lang natin siya. Alright, so now I am going to add our apples and let it caramelize just in there. Be careful, guys. This caramel is really hot. It can really burn your skin. For me, I prefer to use my tongs rather than using my hands. So it seems like our apples are bigger than I thought. So we have some excess apple. So let's see what we can do about it later. I will let it cook for, not cook, but to caramelize a little bit with the apple for about 30 seconds. All right, look at that, guys. I will just turn our apples a little bit so there's no more fire. Anyway, our caramel is freaking hot. It will still continue the cooking process. So yeah, now it's time to cover our pan with our puff pastry. Okay, we'll just to cover it like that. Be careful, guys, please. You just want to fill it in really nice. And right now we are going to tuck in. All right, nicely, nice and very careful. So guys, do not forget to put some holes to our pastry. All right, otherwise it's not gonna be the texture that we want, which is quite crunchy, no? We want it to be crunchy. So guys, it's ready now. So we will bake it. I already preheat our oven for 180 degrees Celsius, and we'll bake it for about 30 to 35 minutes, right? Until our crust will be golden brown. So let's go. So yeah, right now our Tarte Tatin is already baking, guys. So we're gonna wait for at least 30 to 35 minutes. Of course, we're gonna need to check our Tarte Tatin from time to time. But guys, please hit the like button if you like our video for today. Subscribe and turn on your notification bell for new recipes every week. Write down your comments, suggestions, and requests down below. I would love to hear from you guys. All right, that's it. Now it's the moment of truth, and we will now flip our Tarte Tatin. You ready? Wow, look at that, guys. Look how beautiful our Tarte Tatin is. Now to finish off, let's add a nice vanilla ice cream on top. And just let it melt onto our Tarte Tatin. So guys, here is our Tarte Tatin, our lovely recipe for today. Oh god, I cannot wait to try that. Oh, look how crunchy the bottom is. It's perfect. The crunchiness from the puff pastry, the creaminess from the ice cream, and the caramelized apple. The tanginess, really nice. And the cinnamon works well with the dish, and it's really good. It's perfectly done. The caramelization works really well. A little bit of bitterness from the caramel, and then the sweetness from the ice cream, and the texture, the different texture in this dish is really amazing. So you guys need to try this one at home, and you tell me in the comment section what do you think about the recipe for today. And I will see you guys in our next recipe video. Once again, this is Chef Morris Danzen. Happy cooking, everyone. And yeah, I'm gonna leave you with a very nice B-roll of our Tarte Tatin.